So tell me about the song you just performed, Hennessy. What was going through your mind when you wrote it?
Girl, I was drinking Hennessy.
For real?
For real. It was one of those things. I was drinking Hennessy. I had just met a boo thing. And one thing we got to the next, and I wrote that song. I was just in the studio with my producer at the time, and we was just like, man, let's just write this song. This drink has got me getting hot.
I love the depth of your voice, though. It's very pretty.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I was feeling the song, for real.
Thank you.
You started singing in church. How did you transition to singing R&B?
Well, I grew up listening to all types of music, so my parents were like big on funk. Like, we weren't like religious like people.
You have a funky vibe, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that. You have a funky vibe.
Get that from my mama.
Yeah.
But so we were listening to like everything: Prince, Michael Jackson, Diana Ross, Parliament. So like, just from being in the church and networking with people from there, I got to, move into the R&B side of life.
So how would you describe your style of music?
I would say it's very eclectic, but it has diversity. You'll hear hints of soul. You'll hear hints like regular R&B. You'll definitely hear on some of my songs, if you listen on my EP, you'll hear reggae. You'll hear like little bouts of hip hop. I would like the old reminiscent, back in the En Vogue days, stepping folk. I like that type of music. So I wanted to create something that is good for today, but can give you that vibe of that nostalgia.
I like it. Who are some of your musical influences?
I love Diana Ross. One person I love the most is Tina Turner.
Tina Turner,
I love Tina.
Yes.
I relate to her and her stories, and I
well, now, when you say you relate to her and her story,
she was in some crazy stuff.
Yeah, so that makes, when you say you can relate, that sounds like you've been in some crazy stuff. Now,
as a woman,
who's hitting on you?
As a woman, as a woman, I have been in situations that were not the best, but I'm an advocate to talk about it because women need to know.
Absolutely.
Especially our black women.
Yeah.
It's never okay to be in a situation where you feel like you're trapped in any way, shape, or form, whether you're physically, emotionally, mentally, any type of way. You should always get out of it, you know what I'm saying? So I just really love the passion and the drive that Tina had, the pain that you hear when you hear her sing.
Yeah.
Like, and the way she rolling. I love that. I love her stage performance. So I definitely was a big advocate for Tina, and of course Beyonce. We got to give it up to the queen.
We are. I'm a member
we gotta
of the
give
Beehive.
it up. I'm the #1 Beehive fan.
Oh, you really? Okay, all right.
Yes, yes.
You have a different background than most singers, so tell us about that.
So I was in the military, fun fact, and I was in it for close to 10 years. Yeah.
What branch?
I did 2. I was in the Air Force, and then I went into the Army National Guard. Yeah.
I didn't even know you could do that.
You can.
You can be in all the branches.
I don't know about all the branches, but you can be in at least 2 of them.
I'm interested in knowing how that works. Like, while you were like in the Navy, in the Air Force, like, I'm tired of this, and then just went to another one?
No, that's not how it really works. I did my time in the Air Force, and then I got out. My mother was sick. She had breast cancer. And so I came home after that, and I just kind of took care of my family. I'm one of 8 kids, so my mom definitely needed some help, along with my dad. But I was like trying to struggle and figure out what I wanted to do. So one thing my mother and father always taught me was to, when you go into the military, make sure you can do something as a civilian. So
oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, so when I was in the Air Force, I did medical, and then when I went into the Army, I did human resources. So I always wanted to kind of like get some type of training while I was doing my music, so I can still, I like a lifestyle.
Yeah, I was like, well, where was the music at?
Yeah.
Were you able to continue to work on your music while in the military?
Definitely. Because I was around in so many different bases, I got to sing in the cities. So from doing that, I built up a little bit of a following. People got to know who I was as a performer. Yeah, and then I also have the honor of singing, change of command ceremonies for like the generals. And I was stationed at Andrews Air Force Base, so a lot of people don't know. If they do, the president flies into Andrews a lot. So, I was able to be around higher and foreign dignitaries and sing and stuff like that. So.
What do you sing when you do that type of...
God Bless America, and, Star Spangled Banner
national anthem.
For sure. Yeah.
Oh, okay. But you don't get to sing like...
Actually, you can. So in the Air Force, they have a thing that's called Tops and Blues. So that's kind of like our version of getting a record deal.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's a record label in the...
It's not a record label, but they sign you to go to different bases and you can sing. And I was actually the youngest black woman on Andrews to get into Tops and Blues.
Tops and Blues.
Yeah.
Tops and Blues. Okay,
yeah,
all right.
I was 19 at the time. It was an amazing time. What a time.
Sounds like you enjoyed the military, though.
It has its setbacks, but, I did like certain times. I had a lot of good memories. I met a lot of great people that I'm still connected with today.
And you get them benefits, too. They get good benefits in the military.
Yeah, you can get some good benefits.
I think they give good benefits.
Yeah, if you know how to do it.
Especially if you're in two branches.
Right, you know how to do it.
You worked with RZA.
I did.
How did that happen?
I actually ended up meeting his brother Free, and I was doing hair on the side. I'm a hustler. And so I went to his house and I was doing his hair.
Look, I'm sorry, you had me laugh because when you say I was doing hair, I'm a hustler. I'm like, when I saw you, you was doing nails.
Right.
You are a hustler.
I'm a jack of all trades, sis. No, but I was at his house and in comes RZA, and I'm like, he looked familiar. I know him. Like that. And then all of a sudden in my mind, I heard cash rule everything around me, free to get the money. And I was like, that's RZA. And then he just ended up hearing my music. I played it for free one time. RZA came in. He was like, that's you? And I was like, yeah, that's me. And he was like, talk to me. And one thing led to another. I'm singing in Detroit with him and going on little tours.
Was y'all drinking Hennessy?
There was some times we was drinking Hennessy. Listen, that's a good drink.
Okay. You also sang background for John Legend.
I did.
What did you learn about being an artist from that experience? The
professionalism that he holds is like uncanny. The same with RZA. Mm-hmm. Very, very iconic. Two different types of vibes, but very iconic. Very like, I learned a lot as far as like stage presence and just. John was very humble. He said hello to everybody. He smiled at everybody. There was never any like bad attitudes or anything from any of the people I've worked with. I did the AMAs with him, and it was just a really awesome opportunity.